Whoa! Hey, happy Monday, my AKA Padders. What a Super Bowl weekend of my three teams. The Bucks out, Bills out. Look, I always root for the Bills because those 90 Super Bowl 25, 26, 27, 28, nothing but memorable for me. I just remember watching those Super Bowls as a kid, so I always root for the Bills. And then we have the Eagles. Eagles are the only team left. And if you guys, if you're new here, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming to the channel. Back there, that's Philadelphia, Philly. I mean, come on, we're angry. We hate things. We like to win in football. Okay, so we're here talking about Cartoonist Kayfabe. Now officially Cartoonist Kayfake on this channel. And we're not, look, I know this confuses a lot of their base, a lot of their core. Let's just put up that logo. I love this logo. I love this logo. It cracks me up. But look, it's not like, again, I'm going to keep saying it. Cartoonist Kayfake, they contribute, they say good things, they promote their own stuff. What they don't do, and this kind of like irks me. They like to throw other creators that have done far more, and companies far more than they've done. Now, that doesn't mean they can't catch up to some of these people, but most likely they're not, because what they're going into, which is like the 90s, they're going through like a cash boom, and a lot of these things cannot be replicated even today. So we're talking about Techno Comics, and we're going to do a little face-off. We're going to do, just right here, Techno Comics, boom, okay? And we're going to face it off against a random issue of Red Room. Now, I know there's so many of you out there that are just totally confused over some of my points and what I'm trying to do with this now upcoming video series. What irks me is that guys like Brandon Chow, Scott Lobdell, Bill Tucci, Trent Kanuga, Tekno Comix, okay, even Malibu, they will throw these companies under the bus, and they try and create this narrative of and kind of setting that it's fun to make fun of these attempts. It's fun to make fun of this work. Let's bash it together. And along the way, what they're promoting within themselves, and look, they really haven't taken any creator from obscurity and given them like a full platform. Now, like they've done some zins, they did like a Spider-Man zin, and that person sells out. But they haven't really championed someone's career when they're in that middle phase and they could use a boost. And when you have a platform, the biggest thing you can do is give a boost to the high and the low, your contemporaries and the guys coming up, and that's how you give back. Kayfake doesn't, they don't do that. The only thing they want to do is convince you that everything that they touch is golden. I don't know about any of you, okay? I tried reading WYSIWYG, I tried reading X-Men Grand Design, and I tried reading the hip hop family tree, and they're just not my cup of tea. To me, they're docu-books, they're docu-novels, there's very little nuance to them, and I had the same problem with Tom Scioli's Jack Kirby book, okay? I think it's a lazy form of storytelling. I do give Piskor a ton of credit for like doing this, okay? Because this is in line with a lot of what they speak about in Cartoonist Kayfabe. Street Angel is not, Octoberiana is not, Hulk Grand Design is not. Cartoonist Kayfake, in my view, is as Piskor. It really has nothing to do with the other guy. And I just feel like, again, on this channel, we have to stand up for truth, justice, and the American way. We got Philadelphia City Hall right there. Right there! The previous U.S. Capitol. Think about that. We have to stand up for Techno Comics. We're going to do, when we hit the drawing table, we're going to just do a quick highlight. And this is my entire Techno Comic collection, by the way. I just have a bunch of number ones, but I'm going to walk you through some of it. And then we're just going to go through Technophage right here, which is somewhat of a, this is like a pretty large, sophisticated shared universe for those of us who don't know. And we're just going to compare it to this. And we're going to see which one is better. Because that's what we all want to know. Which one of these is better? If they're gonna crap on Tekno Comix eternally, you know, their whole channel's based on it. Their Wizard Reviews is based on bashing Tekno Comix. We're going to talk about it constructively and critically. Let's go. Booyah! Okay, let's clean some of this stuff off. We actually have a secret project here. No one's supposed to see. Welcome back to the drawing table. Peter A. DeLuca here, the eclectic one. Subscribe, support, leave a comment. Neil Gaiman's Technophage. Now look, I was there when these came out. I bought all of these when these came out. I was a kid, $2 a piece. Even at Borders, not Borders, Walden Books in your local mall, they carried these. They carried a whole section of these. I would go to the mall Friday, Saturday night, read up on some Tekno Comix, with amongst other things. So here's just like a quick flip through, right? Like, I mean, these books, let's look at the pneumatic main. Look at this coloring. I mean, we have sound. I mean, the things you look for. It's like we're building character, easy. We have sound designs. I mean, how close is this to that Mortal Engines movie, right? That was based on a young adult novel, I believe. But I mean, we have promotions, we have computer coloring, nice inking, Origin of Heroes, Gene Roddenberry's Lost Universe, which this is the most contemporary looking of all the books. Very much, you know, we have a lot of Jim Lee influence here, but I mean, these are complete looking books. This is also the worst looking one of the batch here. Mr. Hero, Volume 2. Paper stock. A lot of the companies, even Marvel, reverted to, they went from glossy to like newsprint, okay? But I mean, Dusk Till Dawn, iBots. It took me a while to get this one cheap. That's in the stack. iBots is legit, so's Mike Danger. I can't find my Mike Danger. But look at these. This is a little bit what I mean by like shared universe. The Neil Gaiman stuff is clearly a shared universe. Look at that. I mean, how is this not cartoonist kayfabe, right? That's like the audience. That's what they push for. Look at this design work. What are we doing in criticizing this company? I mean, I love the scale of some of this. It is just insane. So a lot of like what we see here, okay, it's set up in Technophage 1. We're going to go through it. See, look, I got Mike Spillane's Mike Danger 2. Mike Danger 1 is such an awesome idea, such a great setup, great origin. This is a guy that basically from WW2 era, like the 40s, he wakes up in like a far future world, and it's just struggles. Look at the coloring, the hot babes. Again, what are we doing in criticizing this? Tad Williams, Mirror World. It's an idea that shoots for the stars. I love this one. We have iBots. I mean, people. Neurojack, look at this. This is one of the first fully computer colored books. All computer artwork, okay? Quick, easy read. Not their best entry. iBots, George Perez. Oh, let's bash Tekno Comix. And they actually, Crimson Plague, Saxon Violence, and iBots are the absolute most overlooked George Perez books, period. Again, Isaac Asimov, Howard Chaykin over here. Look, guys, Howard Chaykin, where is he? Where's Howard Chaykin at? He's in here somewhere. Howard Chaykin, nice Howard Chaykin on board, blah, blah, blah. Where Howard Chaykin, creative development. You're going to crap on some of the top creators. So also too, previously we defended Zen Intergalactic Ninja against Cartoonist Kayfabe. So let's get into Technophage 1. Okay. Now here's the funny thing. These guys, this guy wants to crap on this. They want to crap on this. Rick Veitch. Wasn't he on their show? Didn't they do an interview with him? Don't they endlessly praise Rick Veitch? So we have this like set up here. It's like the slave world. We see some of these slaves that completely get taken out. And then we jump to modern day, and this dude, okay? He's this guy's the biggest creep. He drugs his girlfriend, okay? Convinces her that like he's tricking this old lady to buy a farm, and he's just like basically pitches to her, hey, everything I'm doing is right. It's all cool, babe. Take some pills, go to sleep. She goes to sleep. He tricks the old lady. The old lady tells him a story of this portal that just opened one day and took her daughter. He's like, okay, whatever. Well, guess what, guys? Our dude here finds this microchip, and he's like, hey, he's talking later, and he's like, this looks like it's a like steampunk or something, or that steampunk really didn't exist at this point, but this is all precursor to steampunk. Technophage leads right into the steampunk phenom, the steampunk culture, but essentially, yeah, he talks to his developer guy who's drowning mice. By the way, he's drowning mice. Very Ozymandias, by the way, in Watchmen. How on Ozymandias' desk he has all those bent action figures. Portal opens. Look at this effing coloring. Portal opens, takes this guy away. Now this guy's in the slave world. He got set up. And yeah, if you guys ever seen Tron Legacy, this is just like the beginning of Tron Legacy. We have a little speakerphone here. Hey, what do you have in your pockets? It's valuable. Can you sneak it out when you get processed? He does exactly that. The girl that's on the phone with him, she gets like auctioned off and sold to him. They get married. She gets money and whiskey. Very like Native American, like birth of like the War of the West type stuff here. It's somewhat allegorical, I guess. But then like we get the introduction into Technophage. And this is so freaking wild, okay? And that's it. We end the issue. We end the issue wanting to know more. We have to read more. Great setup here. Like they have great ads, great editorials, great write-ups. Rick Veitch is very, very cool in this. Technophage 1 versus Red Room. Okay. My first criticism with Red Room is when you open this up, okay? See, right here. This design, okay? Everything we see here, like it fits within the book. It flows, okay? And you might be like, Pete, what are you talking about? Well, just randomly, like look at iBots. Yeah, there's like a flow here. When you do that to Red Room, you don't get the flow because you want this to be number one, newsprint. You want some texture, okay? Some textile. That's not there. And this is just god awful. This is god awful. I don't know how you sign off on this, knowing that you're trying to build, you're trying to build like this impression and pull the reader into a reading experience. Not with this. Okay, we go to the back. Not with this. We go to the back inside the promos. Not with this. Okay? But anyway, so this is a story. So this is... Okay, if you're reading this for the first time, you don't think there's anything special about Red Room. Okay? Our boy here, he sets up the whole thing. Okay? And we gotta give credit to Ed Piskor. The lettering is incredible. Ed Piskor might be the best letterer working in comics today. He's also fantastic with the Zipatones. But so we find out that this girl's father was killed in the Red Room. She gets residual checks from the black market sales. Not sure how that works. And essentially, like she just tortures her and it takes her out of life. Okay, clearly she's gonna be on the revenge streak. It's set up well. But like I said, it's weird that she gets checks from a black market sale that this guy sets up as, look, VHS Betamax, You know, like we have to go to special web links just to find the Red Room. It's the dark web. But her girlfriend just Googles like her father's torture death video and finds it in like one night. You should not be able to access anything in Red Room through Google. You shouldn't. It just breaks the expectation, breaks the logic. Okay, and keep in mind, we're approaching this as this is promoted. This is a one-off. We can buy it, we can read it, not connected to anything. That's how these are promoted on Kayfake. But the girl trains, and look, keep in mind, this is Ed Piskor's best work. I've left comments on his Insta about this being his best work. But the girl basically goes on this revenge streak, and you know, this is there, but at the same time, we're not getting much outside of Beavis and Butthead, Eli Roth, hostile type, adolescent, lust for violence, okay? We're not getting anything creative outside of stabbing, outside of blood, outside of death, okay? I mean, we have some interesting designs. This is, who's it? This is the, one of his characters. She's the one that did the torture. She has a great name, and I'm forgetting it. Like, it's like, here we go. Donna Butcher. Great effort name. But yeah, so like, we get a little bit of an idea of the building, like, of this universe, the characters within it, but it's a one-trick pony when it comes to intent. And the intent is to draw violence, period. And it, you know, like, the violence itself isn't quite creative. I don't know how creative you can get after the first couple of gags, right? And then we're back into the we're back to the publishing side of the book, and none of this design work, like I'm talking layouts, I'm talking presentation, fits. It feels, it takes you out of it, actually. You know, you want a complete experience when you read a Red Room book. Right down to the paper, not crazy over the paper quality. But, I mean, if I were to choose to buy issue 5 of Red Room or issue 2 of Technophage, I'm definitely buying issue 2 of Technophage because there's just so many questions and there's so many wild, interesting things happening here. Like, you just want to know more. Tekno Comix wins, everyone, hands down. Thank you. I present the argument. I present a defense of Tekno Comix. I love you. Goodbye. Well, okay. We're back. So, what do you guys think? Am I being too hard on Kayfake? Am I taking some of their comments too literally? Am I expecting too much from YouTubers that have a massive following? Guys, I don't think so. But hey, if you disagree with me, if you disagree with the brilliance of Tekno Comix, because they made some effing good, fun books that are completely overlooked. And guess what, everyone? They're super cheap. You can track them down. I highly recommend building yourself a Tekno Comix stack and enjoying them. I can't say that for anything Kayfake does. I mean, their barrier to entry seems to be 30, 40, 50 bucks. I mean, come on, you have to buy these big treasury editions just to, you know, I mean, you could go to Comic Xology, but oh, right, Comic Xology is X'd. So much for a healthy comic book industry. People, don't fall for it. Rock and roll. I love you. Leave a comment. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Let's go.